Hey everyone, it's Amanda, and this is my fourth layout using the Two Girls and a kit that we pulled together for this quarter or season, whatever you want to call it. So I'm showing you some of uh, my supplies that I'm using. This is a layout about my husband and his sister who ran in a half marathon this past weekend, the Cincinnati Half Marathon, and I wanted to get it quickly scrapped before the photos just kind of got lost on my computer and I forgot to do it. Now, there was a picture of Eleanor on there, and it was because whenever I do like a 3x4 photo, the selfie paper is not really cheap, and I'm okay buying it because it gets me scrapping and using my supplies, whereas if I have to order photos and wait for it, um, sometimes I can just kind of get lost. But whenever I have just one 3x4 photo to print, I don't want to waste the other half of it. So I always just kind of go through my photos on my computer and find one that I know I'll be scrapbooking or using for Project Life and just print it. So that's what that was. So I have a regular 4x6 photo, and then I have a 3x4. But what you just saw is that I wanted to cut that down because I have that. It does not matter how slowly you go. It only matters that you don't stop or something like that. And I wanted to use that, and I just couldn't. You saw me messing around with the layout. I couldn't get it to work. So I trimmed the one that was 4x6 down, but then what happened was I lost the white border around the edges, the left and the right. So I just stuck it on some cardstock, and it gives the illusion that there's still that white border there. And it worked for me. It wasn't horrible. So I have there, whatever that's called, the thing that they wear on their shirts, and I know I want to incorporate that. I have this Bo Bunny paper that the colors are perfect, you know, with the colors and the shirt tag, for lack of a better name, and yeah, so I know that I want to create kind of one grouping of layered paper. At this point, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to group these three main elements, the two photos and then the journaling card. And that came on the bits and pieces of the Carpe Diem for Glitz. And then I can't remember where the other two papers are from. The background is from the 77, and it's a kaleidoscope. On the other side, if you watch in the very beginning, I think you see it. It's that huge, like, peacock looking thing, and it's beautiful. But I knew I wasn't going to use it to the best of its ability, so I could use it like this and still be okay with it. And then I pulled a piece of red cardstock because there was some red in the shirt tag thing, and I wanted to pull that into play. And there's some red in that pattern paper that has the arrows, the multicolored arrows. So I like the grouping that I have now. I like the way that I have the two photos together, and then the journaling card on the right side. And I take that shirt. I don't want to keep calling it the shirt tag, but the, what can I call it? I don't even know. The Cincinnati Marathon thing. And I cut it down. I don't need the number. I don't have room for it. So I'll take that over there here in just a second and do that. And at this point, I'm just sticking down my layers. I am inking some of them in, I think I did Memento ink. I'm pretty sure. I didn't use StazOn, and that's the only other dark ink that I have laying on my desk. So that's probably it. Um, and then I'm just kind of grouping all these things together, getting my layers laid down. I'm using that feather vellum back behind just to kind of soften it up a little bit. And then I'll stick that picture that I just actually moved off the page. I'm going to put some dimensional adhesive behind it, which is what I'm doing right now. I probably didn't need as many as I put down on there, but that's okay. I don't like it when the pictures or the thing that I'm popping up sags in the middle, so I always tend to go a little overboard. So, funny story, while I'm working on all of this stuff and just applying some of the smaller elements, after I brought this downstairs, I was just finished. Oh, that is a branding strip and I have no idea what it came from. It was literally like laying on my desk, and I loved the black and white stripe, so I just grabbed it. But anyway, I brought it down, and I was showing Landon, and he was looking at it, and he hated. I mean, I'm not gonna say hated, but he really didn't like the journaling card because he's like, that makes it sound bad. Like we were just trying to go slow, and he finished like 48th, so he really can't, complain, or he can't. He has no room to talk, and his sister did really well too. So it wasn't that, but I was just trying to get him like, Landon, it's an inspirational thing. It's not. I wasn't trying to say you ran it slowly, and he wasn't mad or anything, but I was just cracking up because it was funny how we have like two different opinions of what that meant. Like here, I thought it was a great, a great quote for a marathon themed running endurance based page, and he thought I was saying like it doesn't matter how slow we're going, just as long as we get it done. But it made me laugh. So I pull over the title and accents sticker page from the 77 line, and I'm just playing around with some tags and some of the little sticker elements that I have there. And I went ahead and adhered that black and white striped little branding strip to the top. I thought that added a nice little punch. I used a notebook border punch from EK Success, and I'm just trying to figure out where I want it. And I thought at first I was going to go along the whole top, um, but instead I decided to go to the left of the photos and then right above the journaling card. I thought about using that yellow tag, and it just wasn't, it didn't fit. It kind of clashed, actually. I wasn't too excited about it. And at this point, I'm just going through trying to figure out what other embellishments I can use. Um, I grab some of the giant rhinestones. And something that I do with these as well, which isn't, anything like earth-shattering, but I do cut them away. I leave them on the acetate background, but I cut them away that way I can lay them down where I think I'm going to use them and see what it's going to look like. And I decided where I wanted my three little groupings to be, the top left of the photo, and then where the photos join, and then the top right of the page, well, mid right, but where my layers, where my actual elements are. And there was a heart sticker that I stuck down there. And so I know that I'm going to have three flares or badge type things, circular embellishments. And then I know I want to have one sticker. And then I know I'm going to use some enamel dots because the enamel dots that I have worked perfectly for this. But there were too many words. I had the love life, and then the oh happy day, and then the carpe diem. And there was just so many words on the page. And so I do decide to change one of them to that, to the flare that I have up at the top, which is actually what's in the center of the other side of that pattern paper background. So I was supposed to run this half marathon with them, and my back just, I did too much at one time, and um, I'm not, whatever. It messed my back up, and so I wasn't able to do it, which I was really bummed about. But on Instagram and things, if you follow me, whenever I posted pictures of me running or doing whatever, I always use the hashtag sibling half marathon, and my sister-in-laws used it. It just kind of became like the name of this marathon and the thing that we were half marathon that we were doing. So I knew right away as soon as I started the page that the title was going to be Sibling Half Marathon, and it just turned out that there was a perfect amount of space between the words half marathon on the shirt tag. There's that thing again, shirt sticker, whatever. That I could put the hashtag and then the word sibling, and it fit right in there. And so that could not have worked out any better. All right, so I added that a little arrow from the 77 title and accents. I have another heart that's sticking down there. So I have a heart up at the top left, a heart down there. I'm going to add in another arrow. I'm just trying to keep them cohesive so that they all kind of flow together. Start going through some of the smaller embellishments that I have to see. Thought about some wood veneers, but I didn't have any kind of wood grain or wood veneer element anywhere else, and it just kind of would have clashed. So I didn't do that. I end up popping up that arrow with some dimensional adhesive. I didn't like how I just laid really flat underneath that sticker. And then it kind of left me with a space where it created an L type shape, which I didn't like, but I messed around with some enamel dots and I figure it out. So I'm adding some different color enamel dots. I've got the greens and the oranges. And at first I used white enamel dots for the eye and the word sibling, and I just did not like that at all. I didn't really feel like this was a very girly layout, and something about sticking those up there just screamed girl to me, and I didn't feel like it really flowed. So I took them off and I just used a white gel pen and drew them in. So I'm just doing the journaling about how much fun they had and how we were so proud of them, and it's just a fun day. This sister lives in Tennessee, so we don't get to see her very often. It was just nice that they were able to do something like this together. I think at this point I'm waiting on Landon to tell me what place his sister came in. And there we go. I just kept writing. I was like yelling at him from upstairs, like, what place did she come in? So I could write it down. And that is, I believe, the last thing that I do. Oh, no, while I was journaling, I was looking over at that title and accents, and there were two word stickers, brother and sister. And I was like, well, I have to use those, so I just stuck them on either side of that carpe diem. And you can see some more close-up um, pictures at the end and how I did some of the layering. And I really hope that you've enjoyed this. I have 4 or 5 more videos already completed and just ready to do the voiceovers. So thanks for watching and have a great day. Happy scrapping. Bye.